And Stephanie, you, in vivid detail, also put to rest any notion that it's as simple as just get out. Just leave.
It's not that simple.
It's not that simple. It breaks my heart that the police were called so many times and that he had a knife to your throat and the excuse of she cheated on me was enough for him to just walk away. That breaks my heart. But Jennifer, you've seen so much of this. What are tips that you can give to people who find themselves in a similar situation?
Well, part of the reason why understanding how to leave in a safe manner is so important is because when someone actually does leave their abuser, the chances of homicide within that first 72-hour window skyrocket. What we want people to do is to safety plan. Part of my role in prevention work is teaching people and educating them on how to safety plan and leave safely. So tip number one would be to say something. Tell someone. The reason why domestic violence is so serious in the way it is because it is a silent epidemic. Victims are taught to remain quiet and to be under that control and not to say a word. So I say find a safe person, clue them into what's going on, and give them a safe word, like Starbucks. So you know when I text Aunt Sally Starbucks, you're gonna meet me in a place that's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, an emergency room, a police station, a safe location to where you can get me out and you can get me to a safe location. Another element of that plan can be having a bag packed. Have your clothes ready to go. Have shot records, cash, have your children's toys, everything that they would need in a safe location. Sometimes what I've recommended is putting this in a trunk, preferably the trunk of a car where they're not gonna find it, or keeping it with that safe individual. Another thing is just educating yourself. Know what resources are available. Agencies like Laura's House, we have a 24-hour hotline. We have a shelter where you can go. Counseling, legal help. Agencies across the country offer similar things. So familiarize yourself with the local hotlines, the National DV hotline, store these numbers in your phone, know who you can call and where you can go.
Is there something also that people should be thinking of if you're in a domestic violence situation? Tips you can provide in terms of documenting the abuse, because there are these elements, and Stephanie, you alluded to it, where it's he said, she said. And if there's not proof, sometimes there are situations where here you are, you feel more unsafe after you call the police than before because it's he said, she said. What can people do to, you know, either document or, quite frankly, have the proof necessary to potentially get someone behind bars who belongs behind bars?
I recommend journaling. Write everything down. Even if it's a verbal assault, write it down. Some counties, law enforcement will take record of verbal assaults, but you yourself, you need to be the best sort of timekeeper in this instance. Write down everything that's ever happened, when it happened, the day it happened. If you do show injury, typically a bruise may show up later. Take a photo yourself. Write down the time and date that this occurred. Make sure that you're keeping records. Make sure that, so if something like a strangulation occurs, you're seeking medical attention. There are so many victims who have been strangled, they seem fine, and then they die 2 to 3 weeks post the incident. So keeping record of every incident of violence, especially physical abuse, emotional abuse, you know, working with your kids in their school, maybe your child is having to miss school because of this. Keep record of everything.
And I also advise my clients who I've worked with, you should memorize a couple of these numbers, because if they take your phone away, they break your phone, then you have a domestic violence hotline number remembered, a best friend, a family member, so that you can reach out and get help when you need to.
Yes, exactly.
There's also some interesting other tools. For example, there's an app. It's called Aspire, and it's developed in part by Robin McGraw that can help victims seek help safely. It's free, and it allows victims of abuse to call for help at the touch of just one button. And the app is strategically crafted so that it appears like it's just a news site with summaries of top stories. And so it's a really good hidden sort of tool that somebody who has a domestic violence history, they might not go and look at that part on your phone. And that's another thing that I would advise you if you're keeping a journal, if it's something that's electronic, label it with something super boring so that they don't go and open up that file and see what it actually is.
Jennifer, thank you for all the work that you're doing. And Stephanie, thank you for sharing your story. And we wish you a life full of love and happiness, and wish you all the best in your impending marriage.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And if you or a loved one is struggling in a domestic violence situation, never forget, help is out there. We're gonna have a list of resources on our website for more information at thedoctorstv.com.